Alright, so finally it's time for me to cover the Paladin changes in Mist of Pandaria. But first off, take a look at this amazing armor set. It's going to be from gold mode and definitely something to be looking forward to. I mean, it's probably one of the better looking sets in this expansion. In my opinion, the best looking set of all. All Paladins will be getting this passive that allow them to store an additional 2 holy power. So a total of 5 of these. And all your abilities won't be consuming more than up to 3 holy power. All auras has been removed in Mist of Pandaria, and the bar has instead been replaced with different seals you can activate. All Paladins will also be getting a new spell, Blinding Light, no matter your specialization. It will disorientate all enemies within 10 yards of the Paladin for 6 seconds, and this you can then follow up with another CC, for example Hammer or Fist of Justice. Your Divine Shield has got a new visual effect, making it a lot easier for other people to track that you're using this cooldown, just in case they have to heal many different targets. And your Blessing of Kings will no longer increase the target stamina by 5% or their resistance, but it will still increase their strength, agility and intellect. And our Blessing of Might now increases the target's mastery instead of attack power and mana regen. The cooldown of our interrupt has also been increased from 10 seconds up to 15 seconds. Hammer of Wrath has received a minor change. It's still doing the exact same, but the icon has been changed. You'll learn Devotion Aura no matter your specialization. Activating this cooldown will make you immune to silence and interrupt effects for the next 6 seconds. And during this duration, you will also have all your magic damage taken reduced by 20%. Your mobility as a Retribution Paladin is going to be a lot easier with this new spell that has no cooldown. It will free you from one movement impairing effect, and you can just spam this over and over. The cooldown of our Exorcism is now 15 seconds, but the great thing is that it's going to be an instant cast you can use as a damage dealer to also generate holy power. A big change will also happen to Divine Storm. Instead of being a spell you could just use without any charges of holy power, it will now cost a total of 3 holy power. But at least it will be easier to generate holy power with this new Art of War passive. Every time you do an auto attack, there's a 20% chance you'll reset the cooldown of your Exorcism, which allow you to also be generating holy power. And Judgment will also generate holy power and even provide a debuff to that target, increasing their physical damage taken by 4% for 30 seconds. Useful when you're also dungeon farming with other melee characters. To make dungeon farming even better, you're also getting a new passive that allow your Hand of Sacrifice to also remove all harmful magic effects from the target. Hammer of the Righteous is a new spell you will also learn, doing a bit of AoE damage, but also applying a debuff to the target, reducing the physical damage done by 10% for 30 seconds. And the great thing is that this you will also learn as a Protection Paladin. Talking about protection, what else is important to know? Consecration is still in the game, but this is now protection only. Holy and Retry will therefore not be able to learn this skill. Our Shield of the Righteous changes. Instead of only costing 1 holy power, it now consumes 3 holy power. But there is a massive change. When you activate this, you will also have your physical damage taken reduced for 3 seconds. The amount of damage reduction all depends on your mastery, as your mastery will now also be buffing your Shield of the Righteous. Holy Wrath is still a part of your rotation, but only available to those who desire to play Protection. But what about Holy? Well, first you're getting an insane passive that increases your mana pool by 400%, making you able to do even better heals, better mana regening, and also higher chance to hit with your different spells. Divine Plea now sees a massive change, as the more spirit you get, the better mana regening, instead of 12% over 9 seconds like it were in Cataclysm. And now there's no longer a healing reduction when you activate this cooldown. What you should also be looking forward to is Guardian of the Ancient Kings. Instead of just helping you for the next 5 heals, it will increase your haste by 10% and now also last for 15 seconds. So this is going to be a way better version in Mist of Pandaria. Holy Shock still generates 1 holy power, but has been buffed as it now has an additional 25% chance to crit. And a minor glyph to be looking forward to, no matter your specialization, is this one. It will give you a total of 4 wings instead of 2 when you activate your Avenging Wrath. Next up, the new talent system. The first possibility is to increase your movement speed by 15% at all times, and every holy power will increase your movement speed by an additional 5% up to a total of 3 holy power. Long Arm of the Lord will increase your movement speed by 45% for 3 seconds after successfully using a judgment. And the good thing is that judgment has a low cooldown. If you wish to increase your movement speed even further, then you could always choose Speed of Light. But this is a 45 seconds cooldown that will increase your movement speed by 70% for 8 seconds. At level 30, we can choose better CC, for example the possibility to be turning evil humanoids and beasts. This is going to be a long CC, and turn evil has a low cooldown, so you can reapply this over and over. Same with Repentance, a 1 minute CC that only has a 15 seconds cooldown, and the benefit of this is that the target won't be running around and fleeing. In other words, not accidentally running around and pulling more creatures. The last option is to be able to stun a creature more frequently. Instead of having a 60 seconds cooldown, it will now be 30 seconds and be replacing your Hammer of Justice with Fist of Justice. The moment you get to level 45, you will unlock better survivability, for example, Sacred Shield, a spell that casts an absorption shield every 6 seconds, and this can also be placed on a friendly target. Eternal Flame will replace your Word of Glory, but also allow you to not only be doing an instant heal, but also get a healing over time that lasts for 30 seconds. The more holy power, the better heal over time as well. This spell can also be casted on a friendly player. Selfless Healer makes your judgment reduce the cast time of a Flash of Light by 35% and also improve its effectiveness. This can stack up to 3 times, eventually making you able to cast your Flash of Light instantly. When you choose this talent as holy, you will be provided with yet another benefit. Your judgment will now also generate a charge of holy power. By the time you get to level 60, you can choose this passive that allow you to use your Hand of Freedom, Protection, Sacrifice and Salvation 2 times in a row before the cooldown will kick in. Unbreakable Spirit reduces the cooldown of your Divine Shield, Divine Protection and Lay on Hands by 50%. So your Divine Shield will now only have a 2.5 minutes cooldown, your Divine Protection is going to be 30 seconds, and your Lay on Hands 5 minutes. Or you could get yourself a new buff you can also place on friendly players. This will reduce the damage taken by 10% and also harmful periodic damage by 80% for 6 seconds. The amount of damage all depends on the creature's attacks. At level 75 we can choose Divine Purpose. Every time you use a spell that costs holy power, there's a 25% chance that your next spell will consume no holy power at all. The insane thing is that when your next spell is going to be free of charge, it has a chance to continue proccing Divine Purpose. So you could for example have a chance of doing this 2 or 3 times in a row. Well, it all depends on your RNG. If you don't want to count on your RNG, you can always pick the other passive that increases the duration of your Avenging Wrath by 50%, but also provides other benefits depending on your specialization. An example could be Protection, where the cooldown of your judgment is reduced by 50% and it's also causing it to generate an additional holy power. On top of this, all healing received will also be increased by 20%. Else, choose Holy Avenger. All your abilities that generate holy power will deal an additional 30% damage and healing. And in addition to this, instead of for example generating only 1 holy power, it will generate 3 charges. This lasts for 18 seconds and it's a 2 minutes cooldown. At max level, you can choose Execution Sentence. This you can either place on a nearby hostile target or on yourself or a friendly player. If placed on yourself or a friendly player, it will slowly heal you over the next 10 seconds and at the end explode and do a huge amount of healing. If placed on a hostile enemy, it will instead be doing holy damage over 10 seconds and at the end a huge burst of holy damage. Light's Hammer can be placed on the ground. and every 2 seconds and for the next 14 seconds, hostile enemies will be taking holy damage and have their movement speed reduced by 50% as long as they're within 10 yards of the hammer. It will also be doing decent AoE healing to friendly players every 2 seconds, but they also gotta make sure they're within 10 yards of the hammer. Holy Prism can be casted on yourself or a friendly target, and once it does the healing, it will also be doing AoE damage to 4 nearby hostile enemies. If you use it the other way around, so you target a hostile enemy, it will be dealing damage to that target, but also be healing up to 5 nearby allies. So hopefully you like some of these Paladin changes in Mist of Pandaria. Let me know in a comment below this video what you're looking forward to the most. And on my channel you can also see other class changing videos and soon a lot of other useful Mist of Pandaria guides. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. As always, thank you so much for watching and have an amazing day. Peace!